Hi, my name's Connor, and in this I'll be showing you how the coding behind Asteroid Attack. So up here we have the global variables. These include things like arrays and other variables that will be called upon later in the code. Right here we have the object class constructor for the catcher, and this is the object class constructor for the button. Down here we have the draw method for the button. So this will define like how the button will be drawn. This right here defines the method for is mouse inside. So this will read whether or not the mouse is inside the dimensions of the button. This will decide whether when you click the button, if it will carry out the function. This is defines the method for handle mouse clicked. This creates the pause button and will set the start pause to 0. And in this one, this creates the resume button, and this will sets the start pause to 1. Down here we have the start button, which sets the screen num to 1. This function right here, the mouse clicked, this calls the handle mouse click. So this gets our buttons as like the pause button, the start button to start working. And in this one, this defines the draw method for the catcher. So this is just going to be our line and where it will show up. And right here, this means it will follow our mouse. Right here, we have an array that creates asteroids, and no more than 100 will be created. And right here, we have this creates a new object of the object type catcher. Right here we have this creates the splash screen. So this is what we're seeing right over here. This is just the start to the game. And then this is the game screen, which has a lot more complexity to it. It draws the catcher, has a different background. And right here, all these conditionals, these change the level once the score reaches once it reaches like a different score. So for example, right here, the level is 1 when the score is less than 20. So when you start out, and once you get to 20, once it's greater than 20 but less than 40, it speeds up, and so on and so forth. And the background changes as well for each one until you get to the level, or once you get to the score of 200, it stops and it'll say you win right there. And this is created when if the pause button is used, then it will stop the drawing. Right here, we have this draws the asteroids by indexing the array up with the amount of the number of drops allowed. So, for example, this will calculate the score and the initial speed of what it is. And right down here, we have 2 conditionals that increase and decrease the score depending on whether or not it reaches the bottom, which is right here, which would be subtract 2 from your score. And then this would increase your score by 1 if it enters into the y position or x position of the x and y position of the catcher. This will draw the catcher, obviously. And this calls button 1. And this right here is a draw function where if the screen number is 1, depending on the screen number, you will get a different screen between the splash screen and game screen.